Welcome back to the Jacked Racing YouTube channel. We are back in the shop getting ready for our first race in the Pro Truck on Friday. It's Saturday right now. The World Series started last night. It was a great first night of racing. We're headed back up tonight to watch the NASCAR Modified race. I've never seen that series before, so I'm super excited to go see those awesome cars. But for now, we're getting the truck ready to go. We've already solved the first issue we needed to solve, which was the radio. We've got two-way communication in the truck now, which is pretty awesome. I'm excited to have that. I've never had that in a race car before, and I think on these bigger tracks it's really going to help out a lot. Just being able to, hear what's going on around me, have someone to talk to. I probably won't be talking that much, but having someone talk to me will be good. Next thing we're going to do is figure out that brake problem. That was our biggest problem during the test, was the rear brakes were way too strong. So we're going to take this thing up in the air, do a test to see what the brake bias is at right now, see if we can regulate it, and then we're going to put the scales underneath it, see where we were at, because we made some adjustments at the track. So once we see where the truck is on the scales, we can make adjustments from there. We got a couple of front end adjustments to make. The list isn't too big of things we have to do. It's just a lot of little things, but they'll all hopefully help us go a little bit faster this weekend.
So one of the first things we're going to do is see how much brake pressure is being applied between the front brakes and the rear brakes. It's actually adjustable inside the cockpit there for the driver. What we noticed on the track is that we're getting all rear brake and no front brake, so whenever he's going into the corner, he hits the brakes, the rear wheels try to lock up, and then we lose the back end. So the way we're going to check this is pretty simple. I'll stand out here, spin the wheel, Jack's going to slowly apply pressure to the brake pad, and then we'll see how quickly each wheel locks up. And we can compare front and back by having somebody do the back wheel at the same time I'm doing the front wheel. And then as we're spinning and he slowly applies pressure to the brake pad, one of them is going to stop first, and that's usually an indication of what percentage is being applied to the front and the rear.
Oh, this is a lot higher now.
Yeah. Uh-oh! Boost!
I don't want to follow the camera.
How tough it is for you to get in the car?
Yeah.
When I say now, slow, really like as slow as you can, start pushing the brake pedal down, okay? Okay. Are you pushing it down?
Yes.
Okay, so you got no front brakes. Oh, there, finally.
Hold on, try it again. I had to pump it to get some pressure in it.
Slow, slow, slow. There, finally.
Oh god, it has like no front brakes. I was almost all the way down.
Let me try the other one. Okay, go. Okay. Oh, I should have said now. Let off.
I'm off.
Okay, start. Now.
It's pretty far down.
It's pretty far down.
Try the rear end.
This will be hard to put it in neutral.
Yeah.
Okay, start. Yep.
Oh, that was almost immediate, wasn't it?
All right, so.
I don't think I can turn this anymore. That's maxed out.
That thing can't be working. This has to be broken.
Yeah. So that was pretty immediately obvious that there is something wrong with the brake bias adjuster. I turned it all the way to the front and it was still almost all rear brakes. So we need to take that apart, see what's going on. Maybe it's an easy fix, maybe we got to get a new one, but either way I'm glad we figured it out now while we actually have a week to get it ready. But that explains why I couldn't get into the turn quick and why I was sliding all over the place at Auburndale and New Smyrna. So I'm glad we got that figured out and hopefully we can get it corrected before the race.
That explains it.
It does.
It's not a mystery.
It's not a mystery.
I like it when it's not a mystery.
Yes. So there's a cable coming from the brake bias adjuster right here that goes down to the pedal. I don't know if you can see that. I'm no expert on brakes, but that looks all sorts of messed up. So pretty easy to tell what the problem is. So we're going to replace all that, and this thing might actually have good brakes by the end of the week. So yeah, we were right. The brake bias adjuster was messed up, which means I unfortunately get to go upside down in the seat and figure out how to get these pieces out so we can replace it. This isn't fun, but it's going to make a big difference, so I'm really happy we figured this out, and I'm really hoping it's going to help our lap times out quite a bit, actually having well-balanced brakes. I really hate going upside down in the seat like that, but we got the part in, and I think it's going to fix the problem. It all moves really smooth now. The bias adjuster in there is super easy to work with, so I think that was well worth replacing and getting figured out. We did get a couple other things done here too. We've got an alternator, and we also wrapped the airbox here with some heat reflecting wrap. This will keep some of the engine heat out of where we take the air into the carburetor there. We don't want hot air going in there, so if we can reflect some of that away, that'll be for the best. And we also took this carburetor off the truck. We found out this was not the correct carburetor that's in the rule book. It's actually a little bit weaker of a carburetor, we think, so it's a good upgrade. We had one laying around from when we used to have street stocks and modifieds back in the day, so we cleaned it up and threw it on. I think it's going to make a big difference. Having a little stronger, more kind of race setup carburetor. That one has some street features on it that aren't as good for a race car. So hopefully all these things we're doing are just going to help us get those couple of tenths of seconds that we need to keep up. We're also checking the caster on the truck, and we found that it is way off. Something we didn't have the time to check before, but now that we do have the time, we wanted to check. And it's a good thing we did, because it's not even close to where we want it to be. So that's just another thing on the list that's going to help us get that speed.
So adjusting caster really has to do with the position of the upper ball joint relative to the lower ball joint. And if you look kind of straight down on this, you can see this ball joint is not very far behind the lower ball joint, which would sort of by eyesight tell you that there's not very much caster there. But if you come around to the left front wheel and you take that same view, you can pretty easily see that the upper ball joint is actually pretty noticeably behind the lower ball joint down on the bottom there. And that bigger gap says, oh, I've probably got more caster over here than I do over there. Not really what we want, but a good indication of something that we can change now to try to improve the handling.
The list is getting shorter and shorter. We are almost ready to go. We've got about 4 days now at the time of filming this video until our first race on Friday night at New Smyrna Speedway. We're also racing Saturday night. It's going to be a 50 lapper. All these races are live on Flow Racing, so if you have Flow Racing and you want to see the first race live, check it out there. Obviously we'll have the videos up within the next couple of days telling our story, but you can watch it live on Flow Racing. Definitely subscribe. We have a giveaway coming up soon. Once we hit 500 subscribers, we're going to have a giveaway. We're going to have a couple of things in it. It's going to be pretty good. I'm not going to give it all away yet, but definitely subscribe. We're not too far away from 500, so if we can get there soon, we'll have some stuff to give away. I think it'll be worthwhile to enter. We're going to have a pretty good prize package put together. Thank you for checking out the video. Definitely make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you in a couple of days from the track.